Now, the National Union of Mineworkers and other sectorial unions are set to meet with Eskom for wage talks. The NUM, which is the largest union at the ailing power utility, wants a pay hike of 15%, the reinstatement of performance bonuses, and a 7,000 Rand housing allowance. It also wants electricity allowance, danger pay, and a standardized cell phone allowance. National Union of Mineworkers, Eskom Chief Negotiator Olehile Kgware joins us now to explain their demands. Good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. So you're going into the negotiating table. What will you be putting on the table as a non-negotiable for the workers?
Good evening, sir, to yourself and your listeners and viewers. Look, you are correct. I think you've got a little bit of what we want. It's 15% salary increase for workers. We've got those bonuses that I think you touched on that we think are important for workers, which your traveling, your car allowance, your housing allowance.
Now, looking at
these other allowances.
Looking at, for example,
yes,
the wage settlement that you previously reached with Eskom, do you think these are viable? You signed a one-year agreement of 7%, I believe, last year.
Yes, true. We signed one-year agreement. If you would remember, it was not an easy one to arrive at. You had a situation where workers had to say, better we take you to the street even if we are essential service. It was a tough one. And material conditions at that time led to us as the union saying, let's compromise and sign at 7. And we are saying now we are getting into these wage negotiations with the offers we've made or the demands we made. We think they are fair, they are justified for workers, given the previous compromises they had to make with Eskom. So indeed, we think we are correct. We think these are fair demands.
Now, previously, of course, you were blamed for having tipped the grid into stage 6 load shedding because of the strike action that you had conducted then. With the country already in such a precarious position as far as energy is concerned, would a strike be something that you would want to look at?
Look, it's all dependent on Eskom and how it responds to our demands. We are mindful that Eskom workers are essential workers. As a result, they cannot go on a strike. However, it doesn't take away a right for them to put a bread on the table for their families. So we will be engaging constructively with Eskom. We're hopeful that Eskom will also enter into these negotiations in good faith.
Right. Now, of course, Eskom, a public entity, it's your taxes, my taxes. It's the public essentially that is paying these salaries, which many would say, are they going to be linked to performance? And what is the criteria of performance that you're going to use? Because people will say, well, if we don't have electricity, why would Eskom be paying bonuses?
Look, talking about bonuses is something else because bonuses are a different matter even in our demands. Our workers are not getting any bonuses for some years now because of challenges at Eskom, which we also think is unfair because our workers are not responsible for the problems at Eskom and for failures for Eskom to really make profits. But there are quite a number of issues that are responsible and they are in a public domain. So our workers are really working hard at Eskom. As we speak, they are also on the lines making sure that electricity is provided.
So your characterization of the situation is that even though we are on stage 6 right now of load shedding, it's not because of the workers. The workers are performing optimally and therefore deserve to be getting a bonus.
The workers are performing optimally. They deserve what is due to them. We know, like I said, there's corruption issues, and we don't see any consequence management here. You know, people get away with millions and billions, but no consequence management, and our workers must pay the price. It's not fair on them. So yes, they are also party to this. Eskom workers are also victims of load shedding. It affects them because they are part of the society. However, they've got responsibility to their families as well to put bread on the table. We know the cost of living is too high these days.
How confident are you that you will be able to get these double digits, considering the protracted public sector wage talks, which didn't actually end up getting them the double digits?
Look, we're saying we know it's doable. We know Eskom can afford to do it with good governance, with good corporate governance, and doing away with corruption. It's not impossible for Eskom to accede to our demands. If they really value our employees, they will really have to accede to the demands. They are fair. They are justified.
And so far, I mean, to get any sense as to what Eskom will be bringing to the table, or is it something that you are still to hear?
Yeah, we are still to hear. We've got wage negotiations first round sitting on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we are hopeful that the tone of Eskom will be a very progressive one. We have already indicated to Eskom, it's not always wise to sit in wage negotiations forever. It has got cost implications already to sit on the table forever. So we wish that they will come to the party and be honest. And we are aware that there's 2.4 billion bailout given by government for Eskom to pay its debt. And when they cost that particular 254 billion, they can't cost it without including the money for employees.
So you're saying your demands are based on the 254 billion bailout that Treasury is giving?
We are not. We are not necessarily saying that. We are saying every move at Eskom, every calculation and every thinking must be based, mindful that there are employees who are working very hard to put Eskom where it is today. So they really need to be paid. They really need to get what is due for them as workers. So that's basically what we're saying. And if Eskom really needs to have money, Eskom has got money. If they can recoup the money that was taken on corruption, the money that is calculated in billions, they can be able to do this. They know who stole the money. They know where the money went. But there's no consequence management. And that poor management cannot be the responsibility of our poor employees at Eskom.
All right. Ntate Kgware, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Olehile Kgware, the National Union of Mineworkers chief negotiator there at Eskom. They're going onto that negotiating table on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are their demands and what they are putting forward.